Motivation. Well, what is motivation? VeryWellMind.com defines motivation as the process that initiates, guides, and maintains goal-oriented behavior. In other words, we can simply refer to it as the reasons why you and I take certain actions, why we do what we do.
As a high school student, you get motivation for studying because you want to pass your exams, right? More motivation to study will be initiated when your goal is to pass excellently with distinctions. As a college or university student, you mostly gain motivation to complete your assignments as the due date gets closer and closer. I remember receiving an assignment with not due date yet due to the current COVID-19 pandemic, which led to the closure of schools. Most of the students applied Newton's first law of motion, substituting the motion for human behavior. So hilarious was it? A body at rest to continue being at rest until an external force, which is the due date, acts upon it. You might be an employee and your motivation to work hard and adhering to the firm's regulation is for you to secure your job and gain your boss's trust, or probably be aiming for a promotion. As an entrepreneur, your motivation for coordinating the various factors of production and bearing the risk is your desire for a positive outcome, profit.
Motivation, however, is a psychological phenomenon closely linked to and affected by our emotions. You might not be true to yourself in following your schedules by doing certain actions like studying because you just don't feel like doing it.
Zig Ziglar said, people often say that motivation doesn't last, well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Has your soul ever been so thrilled and uplifted with motivation during and immediately after a motivational talk, music, or writing? It could have been at church. The preacherman did not spare, hitting the nail right on the spot. It could have been at some seminar where eminent motivational public speakers spoke. It could have probably been through a graduation ceremony. It could have been a nice poem or book you read. It could have been just through online motivational speeches in your gadget, just like this one, making you feel invincible, like you could conquer the entire world, and then felt so destitute and robbed of the motivation within a short period of time. It's that moment that makes you feel like you won't do a certain sin after hearing a powerful sermon. That moment that makes you feel like a changed being who has just passed the once and for all transformation process and ready to hand them goals one by one.
Here's the thing. The once and for all thing doesn't work in reality. We are beings who constitute to the body, mind, and spirit. And these three faculties are interrelated in their operations. When the other one is affected, the other sympathizes.
We know that the body needs daily now and then activities for its proper health. We brush our teeth, take a bath, exercise, drink water, and eat every now and then. Imagine what would happen without the proper maintenance of our bodies. Decay would be the result, right? The spirit too needs a daily refreshment, every now and then communion with God. We know of sanctification as a daily process. Through the word of God, we get energized daily. As our physical bodies require food for proper nourishment, so the spiritual life needs the word of God, the food to the spirit. Likewise, the mind requires daily refreshment. How saddening it is to realize how much we neglect the cultivation of our minds. The mind is required to be disciplined to think, to go beyond the horizon in pure imaginations through meditations and deep study. The mind is to be educated if it is to be energized. By education, I don't only mean going to school. Albert Einstein said, education is not the learning of facts, it is the training of the mind to think. It is only by strong mental faculties shall we gain victory over the impulses and emotions which rob us of the motivation. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going.